Footnotes from the Life Application Study Bible. Stephen saw the glory of God and Jesus the Messiah standing at God's right hand. Stephen's words are similar to the words Jesus spoke before the high council. Stephen's vision supported Jesus' claim and angered the Jewish leaders who had condemned Jesus to death for blasphemy. They would not tolerate Stephen's words, so they dragged him out and killed him. Even if people do not kill us for witnessing about Christ, they may let us know they don't want to hear our message and try to silence us. Keep honoring God in your conduct and words. Though many may turn against you and against the truth, some, perhaps even years later, will turn to Jesus and follow him because of your witness. Remember, Stephen's death made a profound impact on Paul, who later became the world's greatest missionary. Saul is also called Paul, the great missionary who wrote many of the letters in the New Testament. Saul was his Hebrew name. Paul, his Greek name, was used as he began his ministry to the Gentiles. At this point, when Luke introduced him, Paul was going everywhere persecuting Jesus' followers. This is a great contrast to the Paul about whom Luke wrote for most of the rest of the book of Acts, describing him as a devoted follower of Christ and a gifted preacher of the good news. Paul was uniquely qualified to talk to the Jews about Jesus because he had once persecuted those who believed in him and understood how the opposition felt. God can reach and change anyone, even the most unlikely of people. The penalty for blasphemy, speaking irreverently about God, was death by stoning. The religious leaders, who were furious, had Stephen stoned without a trial. Because these men were not seeking the truth and only wanted support for their own views, they did not understand that Stephen's words were true. As Stephen died, he spoke words very similar to Jesus' words on the cross. Many believers in the early church were persecuted for telling others the good news of Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection. Sometimes, as in the case of Stephen, they were even put to death. Jesus had promised his followers that living for him would lead to trouble. This is still true. Nothing in the Bible promises a life free from trouble. If we boldly live out our faith, the light of our lives will expose the sinfulness of others. Our words of truth will pierce their souls. Some will be convicted and yield to the leading of the Spirit. Others will become angry and hardened in their hatred of the truth. As Jesus said, "They will do all this to you because of me, for they have rejected the one who sent me." Who shouldn't be surprised or abandon our faith when we are persecuted? Instead, we should let persecution fill us with the hope and promise of Jesus' return.